Hello, this is Ron with Rising Sun Properties. I was in Kobe the night before and took the train into Kyoto. We're viewing 4 properties today in the Kyoto area. This first one, 8.8 million yen, built in 1979, 2-story, 1 LDK, 54 square meters. And here is the before picture I found on Google Maps, so you can see the difference in what it looks like since it's been remodeled. There is the train line right across the street, and you can hear what the train sounds like, so that might be a concern to some people. This has been remodeled and pretty much ready to live in. Here's the living room. There's an aircon installed that's quite new, so no problem there. Look at the Genkan, the front entrance. New aircon. There are some neighbors around and they seem pretty friendly, and neighborhood is being lived in, family. Besides the train, quite a quiet neighborhood. Here's a look at the living room. 1 toilet on the first floor, and here it is. As you can see, it has been remodeled. Pretty much turnkey. I don't think there's anything you really need to do to the apartment itself. There's a place that you can put the washing machine, the sink with the shower. There is no tub. I'm guessing that it had a small bathtub before, but they just took it out and put a shower in there. Here's what the backyard looks like, if you want to call it a yard. Japanese style. It's quite close to the neighbors behind you there. A look underneath. As you can see, it's a bit old, doesn't look too sturdy. I mean, the ground's kind of crumbled up there, but looked okay. It is an older home, so that's to be expected. Going up to the second floor, it's quite spacious up top, just one big room. It does have shutters, as you can see there, that you can close if you're away for a long time or there's a storm coming in. Another aircon installed here in the second floor. And the balcony that looks out into the front. A bit of that awkward step, but not as bad as I've seen on some of them. It's about a foot high. Here's the back. It doesn't look like they painted it at all, but there's some cracks, but normal wear and tear. Here's the second home. Again, a quiet neighborhood, non-rebuildable. You can see it's right next to the neighbors. 6.3 million yen, built in 1969, 2-story, 3K, 41 square meters, about 11-minute walk from the station. Again, here's a picture from Google Maps. You can see the renovation. Here's the entrance. The bathroom is off to the left here. Little storage shelf. And the breaker. Red means on here in Japan, not green, so as you can see, it's a little bit older, still showing some of that age, but has been remodeled. A new toilet installed. Here's the living room. Up in the corner there, the upper left corner on the other side, there's another place. Looks like you can install an aircon. There's a plug-in right there. Here's a look back towards the front, and some storage underneath the stairs. You can see the paint job wasn't great, so it looked like just a quick job, kind of lazy. Could have used another coat. Probably just trying to do it quick and cheap. Here is the kitchen next to the front entrance off to the right. Nothing fancy, but everything's clean and looks like it's in working condition. I believe this is propane. The ventilation fan there. This is off on the other side of the room, on the first floor. The sink and a place for your washing machine. Again, it's been remodeled and that's newly installed. Here's the shower. A bit of a tight space, but it does have a bathtub. Now going to be able to lay out in it. The backyard, if you want to call the yard. You can see kind of the age back here. But the home has been repainted on the outside as well, so that's nice. Again, just on the other side of the door. Up to the second floor. Again, you can kind of see the paint job could have done with another coat. Shutters are closed, but I opened them up. Balcony with that awkward step coming up. It's a little bit higher than the last place. Neighbors are pretty close. Place to hang your laundry. But quiet neighborhood. And then typical Japanese storage space here. Didn't see any water damage, but it's been painted on, so who knows. You know, the inspection that goes for about 80,000 yen, typically 80 to 150 would reveal some of those problems. They do have the wooden shutters, the older style. Another place you can install an aircon on the second floor. Grabbed quick lunch at this place. Whoever the owner is evidently likes America 80 style. A lot of memorabilia. Some misukatsu, it was great. Here's a walk into the neighborhood of the third home. This was right on the main road. Off to the left here. As you can see, it's kind of a busy road. That's not the home. The one next to it there, the blue one, it's a shot from across the street. 9 million yen, built in 1981, 2-story 3DK, 39 square meters, about a 20-minute walk from the station. This has one toilet as well on the second floor. It's actually in the bedroom. Here's the Genkan and some storage under the stairs as usual. Kind of the style of these older homes. First floor is a bit small, but you know, if it's a holiday home, then it's probably be all right. Here's some storage. And the room, this isn't, you could probably use it as a room if you wanted to, but it's basically the laundry room, place for your washing machine, place to hang up clothes right next to the aircon, so the aircon can dry them quicker. It does come with an aircon, so that's nice. Everything's new and renovated. Has a good feel. Built in 1981, so it does have the newer earthquake standards that was put into place in 1981. Does have one shower room with the bath and the electric fill and reheater. Then on top, this is a lookout back. Again, not much out back or much you could do with it. And up to the second floor. Here's the stairway. This is where the kitchen is and the bedroom. Some windows. They're single pane. Most are. The newer ones, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, are double pane. But these older ones are definitely going to be single pane. Could be a little bit chilly and warm in the seasons, but place to install aircon. A look from the second floor out into the street. And the kitchen with the 3 gas burners there. Plenty of storage. See the button on the wall there, that controls the bath too if you're on the second floor and want to reheat. Here's the room. Again, a window looking out towards the road off to the right and the neighbors. Quiet neighborhood. This is a balcony, but not much to do with it besides maybe hang your clothes, put a couple plants out there. Neighbors are right there, but it's not window to window, so that's nice. And to the back right is the toilet. Again, just one toilet up here on the second floor, but remodeled, new washlet, turnkey style, ready to live in. Here's the next property. Quiet neighborhood. Again, an older home. You can see some cracks on it there, which might come into play on the second floor, as you'll see. 10.8 million yen, built in 1975, two-story, 2DK. About 11-minute walk from the station. Here's a shoe rack, place to hang your coats when you first move in, when you first come in. The bathroom is directly to the left as you enter. Newly installed washlet. This is a case where, and I see this a lot, the first floor is remodeled, but the second floor is not. So they do just enough to make it look good on the first floor, but evidently don't want to spend the money to remodel the second. Nice kitchen though, plenty of room downstairs. Some storage space underneath the stairs there. Here's the sink. Off to the right when you walk in. And a little dining area. Place to put your washing machine. And your shower and bath. Got the electric fill and reheat, so that's nice. Here's the dining area, I guess you could say. There's an aircon installed on the first floor. There's none on the second, so you need to install one on the second floor. Pretty close to the home, but not right up against it. Now up to the second floor. You can already tell it's a kind of a different feel immediately. Older style. Look back down the stairs. Here's the first room. And a balcony. Not much of a step. And an actual balcony space that you could hang out on and hang clothes. Again, Japanese don't really use it for anything but hanging clothes. And into the second room. This door was very tall, about 2 meters or more, so I think that wall was installed at some point to make 2 rooms upstairs. You can already see some of the water damage, which I always look for. These older homes, very typical, very common. Plenty of sunlight coming in. In here, right there, you can see some water damage. Always inspect the ceilings. Discoloration right there. Some pretty obvious water damage. And it kind of seeps all the way down. Right there, you can see it as well. Sometimes it's just because it hasn't been maintained. There's more water damage. If there's leaves or something on the roof, not allowing the water to drain properly, but you know, this is older home. Roof didn't look like there's any leaks or anything, but of course I can't see the gutters. But as I kept looking, I kept finding more and more signs of water damage, so it's definitely a concern. But again, not uncommon with homes of this age. This is the same neighborhood of the last place. Just a quick little walk around, show the neighborhood. Those were 4 properties that are available in the Kyoto area. And this is by the station. Plenty of places to shop. Of course, it's Kyoto. There's a lot going on. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in any of these properties or would like to look around in other areas, we are a licensed real estate agent. We're based out of Nagoya, but pretty much cover any part of Japan. So please give me an email, call, or a message on WhatsApp. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.